For the first time in 1997, a chess engine defeated a human grandmaster. Since then, a lot has changed, and we humans without a doubt lost the battle over the chessboard. But I believe that with the help of AI, we can strike back. For this video, I prepared the smartest chess engine, Stockfish, with allegedly 3000 EW against the dumbest AI that I could possibly find. There was drama, chess, creativity, theory, pieces thrown all over the board, literally, and the craziest thing, the winner defeating all odds, shocked me. So first, let's find out what is the dumbest AI model that I could find and host locally. This model with 135 million parameters probably wouldn't be able to play chess, but look at that, Qwen 2.5, 0.5 billion parameters. This would surely be enough for a 3000 EW bot. For this project, I'm gonna be using the graphic interface of Ollama, an open source software that will allow me to run AI on my local laptop. By the way guys, this model that I will be using is like 3 times smaller than ChatGPT 2.0. Here's the visual comparison between the models. ChatGPT 2.0 had like 1.5 billion parameters, while our bot will only have 1/3 of that. The first 4 moves are pure theory. To be honest, I didn't expect that kind of chess from the AI model. However, the next sequence of moves will be so bizarre that the chess.com UI won't let me input it, and we'll have to analyze the game position by position. We start with our e4 pawn marching forward, capturing our opponent's pawn. The chess engine is a bit confused and it played a waiting move. Stockfish is already scared and we haven't gone past the opening phase. And our AI flopped a bit. What does he mean by pawn 8 to h7? No idea. Even ChatGPT couldn't help. So after a bit of chatting, we figured out this move. The engine responding accordingly. The AI decided for some reason that it will win its own pawn with this bishop. And now, after Stockfish captured the bishop back, the position is back to equal, shockingly. Let's see, our first piece pawned by the AI. He decided to revive the e2 pawn and completely ignored the hanging knight. Stockfish took the knight, and here, for my terrible misfortune, the AI almost hung its king, because instead of capturing the knight for the second time, it decided to take the center with its new e-pawn. Here, I had to intervene. My champion isn't going down in the first 10 minutes. I told him to capture the knight and he decided to move its e-pawn to r1 gp5 after I tried explaining to him how the game works and that the board is 8x8 with letters A to H and numbers 1 to 8. He managed to whatever. He somehow managed to find the only good move, capturing the knight and saving the game. I only had to restart our chat session and remind him of how chess works and what he needs to do exactly to not lose, which means we are back in business, baby. And after that, we saw some natural development and some not that natural pawn movement. Then the AI decided to spawn a bishop, and believe me or not, he explicitly told me that the idea of the bishop sacrifice is that he can lure the black knight away from the center of the board. When I told him that he already captured that knight, he said that I was wrong and that the knight was still on the starting square. Okay, I guess. At least he spawns pieces, not only for himself. Then the AI decided to take the black pawn from d5. Yeah, not his own piece, but the black pawn, so that he can deliver himself a devastating check. A bit of a surprise. After some more talking, I convinced him that he plays with the white pieces and he shouldn't give his own king checks. After that, he returned the black pawn and made himself a new pawn on d2 and decided that he should rush with his c-pawn just a bit further than usual. Sadly, the pawn got captured immediately by the black knight, and for some reason the AI got so pissed that he decided that it was worth it to illegally sacrifice his own queen for a pawn. We continue on with the positional play, giving up useless pieces and material for the precious tempo and the forward thinking of our AI model. The black knight tries to take our rook, not even a problem. The AI turns on his gibberish and I can't even understand the chess moves that he's spitting at me. But when I asked him which piece he was referring to, I instantly saw the line that both me and Stockfish had missed. My stupid little AI didn't even care about the hanging rug, because guess what, ladies and gentlemen, he strikes back with his horse galloping the whole board. He captures the Stockfish's queenside rug. What a game! And spawning more pawns on that e-file. The AI won't leave that bishop just standing there, unprotected. When the AI got checked, he tried all sorts of moves. I was expecting literally anything from him. At this point, I wanted him to just move right, left or up, but the move L4, L6, what? Pure genius. After a quick Google search, I saw that it meant 4 squares to the left, getting the black knight for free. This brilliance followed by a new pawn moving like a bishop and threatening a promotion. No one can stop our AI model until Stockfish played queen takes knight a8. This threw my model so off guard that I think it went rogue. Getting pinned like that must have been painful, because just look at this output. What is that? It doesn't end, but the game must go on. And I asked the fatal question: which piece where? And the AI, with all his might, spawned himself a queen on f4. Then it moved to h4, creating a battery. But it was just too late, because Stockfish took a3 and the mate is inevitable. And knowing that this was probably his last chance, I used my prompting skills and gave him the best prompt that an AI in his final minutes standing can get. The AI was done for. That was it. Or so we thought, because the AI cooked a 1000 move sequence that literally never ends. And some statistics on it are crazy. For example, how many times he had to sacrifice his own pieces to survive, or it even killed its own king. After all that, he even wrote a Python script. No idea what it does, no idea why it did it. I think he tried hacking chess.com. The AI, after all this, made me play this move. Knight takes queen, saving the game. That savage didn't even try to create a mating net. He captured his own pawn, so by his own word, it couldn't have been captured by anyone else. And after a couple of questionable moves and Stockfish sacrificing all its pieces, the AI found a mate and won for humanity. And I asked him to finish the video with some final word of encouragement. So here I give the mic to my lovely Qwen 2.5.
Congratulations on winning. To inspire the viewers, I would suggest a few pieces of advice. Persist with effort. A good piece of advice is to maintain your best form and not give up easily. Stay patient. Sometimes success comes through persistence and consistent effort. Quality over quantity. Quality matters more than quantity. The most important thing is to make progress rather than completing everything in one go. Practice makes perfect, so keep practicing and being patient with yourself.